immigration attorney, Sharifa Tharpe. I'm here live to take your U.S. immigration related questions. Go ahead and put your questions in the comments now. So today I have a short live, so please don't delay. Put your questions in the comments. Hi there, Shanielle. It's nice to see you. Put hi there, Wet K. It's nice to see you. Or Wet Key. Yeah, Wet K. Go ahead and put your questions in the comments now, because I'm going to just have about 10 minutes exactly to answer questions today. So I'm only answering questions. If you'd like to schedule an appointment, go to the link in the profile. Hi there, Omarabi. Nice to see you. I'm going to DM my question. So keep in mind, even if you DM the question, you're not, because we're only focused on scheduling appointments, so we don't answer, personal legal questions there. Can I get my green card without marrying? Yes, it's possible through other family members, employment, or humanitarian means like the T visa, asylum, U visa. So those would be some options, but whether you qualify for those is going to depend on whether you have a family member who can sponsor you other than a spouse. Do you have an employer that can sponsor you? Do you qualify? Do you have circumstances in your background that qualify you for the T, the U, the U visa, or asylum? So this is where the consultation, you'll hear me repeat it over and over again. Make sure you get that consultation. After getting your work permit, how long for the green card? So we don't usually count from the work permit. We count from date of filing. So if it's marriage based, about maybe 10 to 12 months. If it's more than, if it's something else, it could be longer, it could be shorter. If someone got robbed, but he didn't get hurt, so he can apply for the U visa. So it depends on the facts here. Robbery, as in if they went and stole stuff out of your house, but you didn't get hurt, that may not qualify for the U visa. But if there was some form of assault involved during the course of the robbery, then that could result. Hi, attorney. What does it mean by case been reviewed at a Vermont center? Just means that they're actively processing it. I would not hold my breath for a decision tomorrow, though. So that can stay like that for even up to a year. When can I request an expedite for my VAWA after sending application? Usually, where you can request an expedite at any time. If you have an emergency, like a medical emergency, humanitarian based emergency. But if you are looking to speed it up just for speeding up sake, you have to show that your case is already beyond their estimated processing time, and then you can submit an inquiry, which tends to give them a little nudge. Hi there, it's nice to see you on YouTube. And yes, my son is doing well. Thanks for asking. My student visa and visitor's visa was canceled. Can you help? It depends on the reason why. We'd have to understand why it was canceled. Usually, if your student visa and your visitor's visa were canceled, there's a problem there. Maybe they suspect you were working. Maybe you overstayed. We'd have to determine what's going on there. Hi there in Houston. All right. Is there a medical waiver form for marriage-based green card? So there's no medical waiver, but you can apply for example, if you don't want to take the vaccinations because of religious reasons or moral convictions, you can apply for a waiver to get that waived. Can you speak a little about the I-864A? So here's an example of how the I-864A work. It's for household members to sign off on. So for example, if you have a co-sponsor and that co-sponsor is married, and the co-sponsor and their spouse, say they make, say this, the spouse makes 80,000, and then the actual co-sponsor makes 20,000, but they file a joint tax return. You go ahead and the co-sponsor says, oh, great, the income on my I-864A shows as 100,000. So let's use that to support the fact that my income meets the requirement for the affidavit of support. But when they look at it and break it down, the paperwork down, the taxes down, and realize, wait, the income is really coming from the other spouse, who's the household member, who makes $80,000. So what they'll do is, or before you even get this, you're supposed to get the spouse who actually makes that amount of money, um, to sign off as a household member. That way they can apply the amount the spouse makes to the affidavit of support. So if you have a household member who makes the amount that's needed to qualify for the affidavit of support, you're supposed to get a household member to sign off on that. Hi there. Thanks so much, Landa. It's nice to see you. Blessings to you too. My wife filed for me when we went for an interview last week, and the I-130 approved 2 days after, nothing yet about the I-485. So they may be looking to make sure you meet all the requirements for the I-485. Can you apply for T status without being married? Absolutely. Many of my clients are not married. So marriage is not a requirement for T status. So remember that. VAWA. Now, VAWA, if you are basing it off mistreatment by a spouse, you have to show the marriage. I have a dad, he's a citizen, but I'm 28. That's a 5 to 7 year process. But go ahead and give me a call, give us a call, schedule an appointment. Let's see if there are other options available. The schedules are filling up. So please get on the schedule so we can help. We're helping as many people as we can. So do you work outside of the US? Absolutely, we do. We represent clients all over the world. So it doesn't matter where you are, inside the US or outside of the US. I graduated as a Fulbright scholar from Chapman University. Congratulations in 2011. And I've been working in Niger. So we have to find out more about your qualifications. I'm taking it you're maybe asking how you can qualify for something to come to the US. Would have to evaluate your qualifications. If you show a knife to that guy and get a report to, so if there's a weapon involved and it resulted in the mental or physical abuse of the victim of the crime, then it could very well qualify for you. How can I apply since I'm married to a US citizen? So I'm not sure what you're referring to. I have a friend that was arrested with a criminal charge. Can she still file for asylum? It may still be possible, but they do consider serious crimes as a bar to asylum. So we'd have to look to see what that crime is. Is there a medical waiver? Oh, so I answered that. Let's see. How long does it take to get work permit through marriage base? 3 to 6 months. All right. My friend was deported, came before 10-year bar and married in USA with USC. Should she get the new PIP? Keep in mind, this is discretionary. Now, what that sounds like is a permanent bar. So that's where the problem might be. Permanent bar applies to adjustment of status. So she may very well get PIP, possibly. But when it comes on to the actual getting the green card through adjustment of status, that bar is still going to apply. And usually they have to stay outside of the country for 10 years, or 10 years has to pass before they can apply for permission to reapply for reentry, to get that permanent bar removed, and to be able to get permission to apply as well as a waiver. So it's going to be tricky there. Can I dismiss my pending asylum after filing I-130, entered USA legally? It depends on the facts here. I'd have to speak with you about the facts. NVC was approved for my wife back in January, but no response for interview date. This is very common, and it depends on the wait time to get the interview. I'm seeing a year and a half to get that interview date. So check in with them, make sure everything is okay. before you. So Form I-693. So that's a waiver for citizenship, I believe. What if I don't have a lot of pictures for my I-130? I would say this: pictures are like cherry on the top. It's not going to make or break your case, right? They usually want to see more than pictures. As a matter of fact, I would say this: for marriage based processes, if you just send a bunch of pictures in with a empty bank account statement, that's a red flag. And they are going to turn around and accuse you of marrying for immigration purposes and tell you it's on you now to prove otherwise. So I mean, pictures are great, but you have to focus on the substantive evidence to show you're actually building a life together. What are you doing as a married couple to live like a married couple, living together? That's a lease or mortgage, joint property owned, car insurance, medical insurance, dental insurance, life insurance, estate planning, joint taxes, joint bank account with actual statements, actual transactions in the bank statements. That is what they care about. Um, so we must have a bank account together. I'm not saying you must have a bank account together. All the evidence there is, it doesn't mean you have to have it. Of course, joint bank account is something that is definitely good evidence that you're commingling your funds together. But in other words, as a married couple, you're truly married, you're a married couple, what are you doing to build your life? Because if you're living together, you plan to do this for life, what are you doing to make that happen? That's so what you do is you use documents, you document this, and that's your answer, right? You find the things that show how you're building your life together. You don't have to have a bank account, you don't have to have life insurance, you don't have to have joint bank account, but in most cases you're gonna have things like that to show that you're building a life together. All right. I This is it for me today. Thanks so much for joining. I'm gonna be back tomorrow, so please save your questions for tomorrow. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to dedicate another 30 minutes just for your questions, because your questions are really good questions, and I appreciate them. So please hold on to your questions. Let's talk again tomorrow. Follow me, like, subscribe. So as soon as you see me go live, you jump on with me. Hopefully, you're available too, and then we can go back and forth on questions. Thanks everyone for your time. And remember, if you need to, talk to me about a particular question, schedule your consultation. Do it now. Schedule is filling up. So many great things are happening in immigration right now. So schedule is filling up. My workload is also very high because of that, which is exciting. Exciting. This is exactly what I want, because I want to help as many people as possible. So keep that coming. Go ahead, schedule your appointment. Let's talk. All right. Have a good one, guys. Bye.